I really feel like God has placed this desire in my heart to serve people who are desperately craving healing, physically as well as spiritually. One of the things that the Mercy Ships does that is moving to me every single time I watch the videos is they talk about the way that people's lives are changed, how people go from being pariahs in society and outcasts and rummaging through garbage to find their next meal, to being able to walk to school again and to interact with members of society and to become contributing people that have jobs and can go back to their families. Not only that, we're providing an amazing opportunity to share the gospel, and how can you not help but talk about the gospel when you're offering people a whole new life? I'm Anne McClary, and I have been a traveler my entire life. I grew up overseas. My parents were missionaries. We lived in Ethiopia and then Germany, and then moved back to the United States when I started college. I decided to study nursing because I knew I wanted to be able to travel one day and to use the skills that I would learn as a nurse. The last few years have been years of great growth for me, between working in my career as well as finding Liberty Church and just having a lot of spiritual development and growth as people have poured into my life. Liberty was one of the first churches I went to in many years where I walked in the door and felt instantly welcomed for who I was and not what category I could be put into or what Sunday school class I fit the mold of, which was just huge for me. I knew after a week of going there that I had found my church home. About a year and a half after I came to Liberty and was involved in home meetings, Pastor Matt asked me about helping co-lead a Harrisburg home meeting. And he let me know also that as part of being a co-leader and helping in that I would also be mentored by a woman in our church. It was through that first fall of being mentored by Rivers and being involved in home meetings, we were talking about discipleship and how to share the gospel with people. We were meeting one Wednesday or something before a home meeting and going over some of our work that we'd been doing in home meeting, and she sat there across from me as if I was someone who was hearing the name of Jesus for the first time. And I was sitting there as I watched her draw, and I realized, as she's drawing this, that she's talking about me, this person that is sinful and lost and needs salvation and is gonna go to hell is me without Jesus. And drawing the cross on that page, it took on new meaning like it has never had before. And from that moment on, I was just convinced that this is the most important message that anyone will ever hear in their lives, including me. And just that people need Jesus. If they have nothing else, if I have nothing else in my life, I have Jesus, and that's enough. It's become so important to me, as it should for all of us, to share that with people. That moment and that time was it was like an overflow. It was like God's love comes down so much that we can't even help but share it with other people, and we can't help but give that to others. One of the ways that I feel like Jesus is calling me to share his word and to be his hands and feet is to pursue this dream that I've had of being a missionary nurse and traveling. And I really feel like God has placed this desire in my heart to serve people who haven't been served in this way, and to reach out to people who are desperately craving healing, physically as well as spiritually.